unmute me. Hey, unmute me. Unmute me. Hey, unmute me. We got the word on the street. Unmute me. The latest gossip and the tea. Unmute me. Don't turn me off, let me speak. Unmute me. You'll tune in every week. Unmute me. We got the word on the street. Unmute me. The latest gossip and the tea. Unmute me. Don't turn me down, let me speak. Unmute me. So tune in every week. Unmute me. Unmute me.
All right, what's good, world? Welcome to another episode of the Unmute Me podcast. We got a great show for y'all, great topics. Make sure you stay locked in. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe as well. Anyway, stay tuned.
You know, we were taught to have one man, one wife, but we also set like really high expectations in relationships. Some of the expectations are not even realistic.
Realistic,
right?
Right.
And then when that person doesn't meet it, then you want to go to somebody else, and then you want to know why the relationship doesn't work or why they're cheating or whatever it may be. It's because we have such high expectations, and Western society condition us to have those type of expectations. Right. So when you talk about infidelity, yes, I get it. Let's talk. Why? The first thing is, what is the reason why you went out? Why did you step out? Let's talk about that, because marriage is, and I'm just talking about marriage. It's for better or for worse. So, and I know a lot of people, they cop out when it comes to the worst. They look at the better part of like, oh, roses and everything is great. I'm going to show my man or my woman, on Facebook, everything is great. But then when the bad times come, then, oh, I want a divorce. It doesn't work that way.
And Tiff, do you think a lot of times when they come to therapy, and like you said, not even marriage, but like people even have couple therapy, do you think a lot of times that women don't want to hear why the man stepped out? Because sometimes it might be something that could have been fixed before it even happened.
Yep.
And the man probably even said it in so many ways, but they don't even want to hear it. But as soon as it happens, it's like you said, it has become a third party almost, which is fine. Like I said, hey, we getting paid, I'll do it. I'll be a third party. But it's just, it's like you said, they come to that, then they don't want to hear, because they don't want to hear the fact of this is what's going on in our relationship. So that's why I end up being attracted to something else. Because I feel like when we're in a relationship, nobody else is there. If everything is good in your relationship, as boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, everything is good. Until, like you said, after a while, like, because we grow. Like you said, like I think it's something I read or something, I don't know, I was watching. And it made sense. You have to marry. You're marrying more than one person because we evolve throughout the years. We're not the same person that you marry. We're not the same person that you're dating. We grow. So you're marrying more than one person. So are you going to evolve or are you going to stay the same? And see, a lot of times we mess around and we stuck with somebody that's staying the same instead of evolving along with us. And so now they're looking at us like, oh, now if you're evolving, you're looking at your situation like, okay, what's going on here? Who is this person? Somebody else done caught your attention. They doing everything they on that level that you're growing on. Wow.
No, I mean, I agree. I know I actually had a couple that I counsel, it seemed like every other week. And the husband, he stepped out, of course. But here's the thing, like, she's like, the wife already have her own mindset, like, okay, this is my child, or marriage is a situation, and she was just so focused on her point of view and order and control to the point where wasn't even open to even hear out her husband. So the husband just got to the point, he was like, you know what, if you're not going to hear me, then I'm stepping out. And that's what he did. And that's the reason why they're in counseling. So, and by counseling the couple, is actually like the husband was more receptive to what I have to say, but the wife is not, because she's always saying, well, what do you think about this? He's doing this, or he's doing that. I'm doing this. I'm cleaning the house. I'm doing all these things. I'm like, well, obviously you're doing something wrong. And I'm very frank when I'm doing counseling. I'm very open, honest. I challenge. I really I'm very open when it comes to what I have to say. So I just let her know, like, hey, at the end of the day, it's something. You can't be hyper focused on what you think what he should do and have that expectation. You got to evolve just like he is. So,
But I
think
feel like
we
it's other
as
fact they
women
think that
just.
they think us men should have feelings too, though. A lot of women think
I
that
was
women
just about
have
to say
feelings.
that.
Oh,
I
sorry.
think we as women, I think we as women get so focused on like I was the best cook. I cleaned. I did this. A man can have sex with a woman and don't ever think about her again. She is nothing. He don't want to love her. So I don't understand why women be feeling like, oh, he stepped out on me. He didn't go fall in love with another woman. He got his rocks off and he kept it moving. You the one with the house. You the one with the getting paid. You the one flying everywhere. You the one getting taken care of. Why are you gonna let some skank hoe, come and mess up your whole legacy that you had because he went and had a one night whatever with some girl that he don't care nothing about? Now I know there's been situations where some men have fallen in love with another woman, his mistress, and he left the woman for the whatever. But 9 times out of 10, it doesn't happen like that. He was creeping with some girl and she was digging and she found out, and now you're getting a divorce and you leaving him, your kids, the legacy, causing all this type of trauma with your kids because you just want to be this independent, bossed up wife. It makes no sense. Like I see that a lot with women now. They want to be married, but they also want to be a boss chick, independent. Like, no, you can't.
yeah.
What? You either gonna be a wife or you're gonna be single. What? You can't be both.
It's great when you with somebody you got to worry about they doing something. But if they are, I don't want to know. Don't let me find out. I'm like, hey, take care of home, keep you in peace or whatever. And most time, like I said, most of those men, I know me, I'm not trying to look at your phone. Let me see your phone. I'm not going through your phone. Your phone can ring right there. I see notifications. I'm like, hey, your phone ringing. Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you gonna tell me at the end of the day who it is or not. So
Right.
And that's where trust
y'all seen
comes.
the one about I just know her nickname, I'm Delicious or whatever, and that dude,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
her
Raymond.
husband.
Oh,
Yeah.
y'all go first and then
In
I'm
my
gonna light it.
mind,
Just go
E,
ahead and go.
in my mind, I'm saying thinking like you knew this when this man was in jail. That first of all, why or whatever show you was, I saw the red. I'm like, why do I see the real flag of this relationship? This is not about to last. I saw that when they was out here. I'm like,
Cause you
She
he ain't
was
studied
even
for
after
this
for you.
shit.
money. It seemed like she was after
No,
money.
He was there
he
for
was
But
money.
working
but
for the
that's
money
what
though.
they're trying to say that she was after his money, but she has money. So it's you know what I'm saying. And he and she like she just posted he has money and it got to do with any money. He left us because he left. It ain't her.
But see,
He
I
left.
think that's the biggest misconception that y'all have. Like y'all be thinking because people popping on social media they have money. What was the last thing
Oh, I
she
ain't say
did
that.
besides be Flavor Flav's girlfriend? That was a what, $100 a day show?
She getting a check.
From personal experience, I'm gonna tell you, these people be popping on social media, but when you meet them in person, they're really not popping. They in
It's trash.
California in an
Yeah.
apartment with 5 people living together, everybody eating noodles. And they did one movie 2 years ago and then another movie. These people ain't popping. The
But
people
I ain't
going
say
to work
they. I
today,
ain't say he
they
like. I
popping.
ain't say she's like.
People
I
with
ain't
their
say
own
she's out there
business,
like a
being
millionaire,
successful,
nothing
they're
like that.
popping.
But he
Don't
ain't
let
out
these
there balling
influencers
either
fool
because he
you.
just got out of
Right.
jail or whatever when they was on that show. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that they both have some money. She's probably making some couple of thousand here by appearances. You know how they make their money by showing
Yeah.
up to here and there, of course, because you look at the area where she's living, she's up there with Sugarloaf or wherever up there in that neighborhood by the golf course. So I mean, she's making something. But like I said, I ain't saying she out here making Kanye or them type of dollars or nothing. But I'm saying she's
Yeah.
doing good to where like I want to be that financial, but but of course, like I said, she's going to probably like clubs and they paying her for what 10 minutes or something like that, and she gone because she was on those shows. But yeah, it's just like
But they had
I
just
guess
made a lot of money from a movie though. Like they had just
Right.
that movie brought in so many millions of
what movie they
dollars.
was on?
He had got paid.
What movie?
The
The
Central Park
Netflix.
Five.
Movie that was on
Yeah,
Netflix.
It was on
on
Netflix.
Netflix.
What was the
You
name
didn't
of it?
watch it?
Central Park Five.
I didn't watch it because I
I
had
can only
I
watch
haven't
it
watched
on
it though. I
I
haven't watched
followed the
that.
real story to the
Netflix.
point where
I
it
haven't
wasn't
watched
really
it.
much the movie could tell me.
I can only watch it one time.
But it
Yeah,
was very
it's
you know
nothing
what
So
I'm
that you
saying?
can watch twice.
it's
It's nothing.
tough.
It's yeah, it's tough.
But here's the thing that here's my question. So when they just decide to get a divorce or whatnot, I think she had like a post with just herself, and then talk about how narcissistic he is and all these things, and I'm like, why do that? You see what I'm saying? And then you put a post like no one's talking about you, but all of a sudden you want to put this post and then bash your now ex-husband or estranged husband. To me, when I first realized that they were married, I was like, oh, it's nothing true, because I think before he was in a long-term relationship with somebody and had a child, before he met his current wife. And they only been married 2 years. They only been not married. They only been together for 2 years. So I just think it was nothing really sincere or authentic about that relationship.
Or was it real to begin with? Was that just some? So what now?
I just think it was more of like, okay, because if you look at the lady that he was dating for a long time, and then Delicious, she's Instagram, has that perfect figure, what other people want, right? But then they're not really they're only looking at the superficial part of it. But I just think he just wanted her for just the looks and what she had to offer and whatnot. So, but but that's not fair, right? But I don't think it's fair for her to throw him under the bus because he's been through a lot of trauma. We don't know of course, like what Netflix and other documentaries have said about him, but at the same time, we wasn't there. We weren't there. We weren't in those cells, so we don't know what he's going through. So I think that was disrespectful for her to do that. I really do.
And before then, they were on the TV show, and she was talking about how he's not pleasing her sexually. I'm like, the man been in jail all this time. Like, you think he gonna come out and just be bad? But he been in jail since he was 15, 16. He was in jail all that time. He come out as a grown man. You think he just gonna be out here just slanging? Like,
he's slanging it. He probably ain't slanging it through the front though.
But he just probably have a lot of sexual.
Right.
I can only imagine what he went through in jail.
Right.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I ain't trying to imagine.
Bless his heart, bless her heart. But I don't.
Most time women are the first one to sit there and want to put it and bash and put the whole entire business out there on social media.
With the exception of Kanye, because Kim ain't said nothing.
She hasn't. She's groomed that way to not say nothing. So she already knows because she's trying to keep her empire and business together.
Yeah, they started their kids early like that.
So she knows. She already knew what Kanye
Allegedly.
Kanye, you already know Kanye gonna put all his business.
Allegedly.
All right.
Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of the Unmute Me podcast show. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe.